Don't worry if you're confused by this episode. It don't make no sense to me either.
And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man.
That's right.
Of the seed of man.
The word seed is sperm, and sperm comes through having sex.
It's shut out of your father's rod,
right.
To put it in layman terms, in his penis.
That's right.
That means a man put his penis in a woman and bust off in it.
Then the angel said to him, "Take out the entrails of this fish, and lay up his heart and his gall and his liver for thee. For these are necessary for useful medicines."
The rest of the chapters of the book of Esther,
Go ahead.
which are found neither in the Hebrew nor in the Chaldee.
Greetings, fellow worker slaves, podcasting at 128 kilobits from the Fortress of Squalitude. This is the Atheist in the Trailer Park podcast. I'm your host, Tucker. Professor Fuzznuts is presently perched on my shoulder, attacking the blinds. Yes, it's a podcast hosted by a guy and his cat. Get over it. This is a Biblical Apocrypha episode where I read a book or two from the Biblical Apocrypha. Next episode will be a news episode, and I promise it won't be split up over 3 parts. In this episode, I was joined by Chris from the Podunk Polymath blog, soon to be a podcast, and we read chapters 5 to 7 of 1st Esdras. None of it made a hell of a lot of sense. As you'll hear us mention, there's a lot of internal inconsistencies in the chapters. Even if you believe that the Bible documents real events, I don't see how you can read the chapters that we did in this episode and think that they're an accurate representation of what happened. Just one example of the weirdness which we encountered will suffice to illustrate this, I think. In chapter 8, spoiler alert, it talks about the rebuilding of the temple at Jerusalem taking place with the consent of Cyrus, Darius, and Xerxes. Yet, according to 1st Esdras, the Jews weren't released to go to Jerusalem until after Cyrus had died. So, how does a dead guy give consent? It also says that construction took place during the first 6 years of Darius's reign. Xerxes wouldn't become king for another 28 years after the temple was rebuilt. And he was only 2 when the temple was finished. How do you give consent to something which started 4 years before you were born? When Darius was contemplating allowing the Jews to return to Israel so they could rebuild the temple, did his left nut pop up and nod in agreement with the idea? Well, ignore the egg and his mother's ovary because, women didn't have any authority back then, so there was no way that half of him could give consent. A final note before we get started on this, there's just 2 chapters left in this book, and while neither of them are short, I think that I should be able to fit them both in a single episode. And joining me for this part of the episode is Chris the Podunk Polymath. Welcome, Chris.
How's it going, man?
It's a-going. How you doing?
All right. Thanks for having me on, man. I've actually always wanted to read the Apocrypha, but I never get around to it.
Well, I appreciate you being on here, and I'm sure everybody's going to appreciate it because we're basically going to be reading the biblical equivalent of a spreadsheet here shortly, so...
Yeah, if you've ever read Numbers, that's basically kind of what it is.
Yeah. So, why don't you tell the folks playing along at home about your blog and your upcoming podcast?
My blog, the podunkpolymath.wordpress.com, hopefully soon to be just the podunkpolymath.com, and I'm still getting everything in line as far as my new podcast, which will be more of kind of a social justice based evil SJW kind of thing going on. Of course, I started unbuckling the Bible Belt, and I kind of rushed into that. So I'm trying to get this one everything in line before I actually start everything. So I'll have everything lined up and good to go before I actually start doing it.
Yeah, I kind of rushed into mine, and I wish I hadn't done it that way. But, 3 years into it now, a little late to change.
Hey, man. Variety's the spice of life.
Yep. Oh. Okay, and this week we are going to attempt to get through First Ezra chapter 5, if Fuzznuts will let me. When we last joined our heroes...
I'm sorry. Who the fuck are the heroes precisely? I'm just trying...
I have no idea.
It's just the narrator?
I couldn't even figure out half the shit the last chapter was talking about because, 3 of the king's bodyguards come up with basically an idea of how to con the king out of some shit, and then, suddenly somebody else starts talking and they're all like, oh, this is a wonderful thing. And none of it made any sense.
Well, that's par for the course when you come down to anything that's biblically related, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to read a couple of verses, and then Chris will read a couple of verses, and we'll just go through it that way, because that's about the only way you can break up the monotony.
Pretty much, seems like.
Yeah. I'll start her off. After this were the principal men of the families chosen according to their tribes, to go up with their wives and sons and daughters, with their men servants and maid servants and their cattle. And Darius sent them 1,000 horsemen till they had brought them back to Jerusalem safely, and with musical instruments, tabrets and flutes. I have no idea what the fuck a tabret is.
I was wondering what the fuck that was myself.
I'm guessing it's like a tambourine.
Fuck if I know.
If only we had this wonderful thing that we could type stuff into.
If you highlight it on Google, you can search Google for tabrets if you're on Chrome, and it'll open another window.
Yeah.
The Hebrew word pronounced toph is variously translated either tabret, timbrel, or tambourine. Yeah, you're right. It's basically a tambourine.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And it's also mentioned in Ezekiel, for anybody else who's interested. Ezekiel 28. Anyway.
Well, you want to take the next couple?
Sure. And all their brethren played, and he made them go together with them. And these are the names of the men which went up, according to their families among their tribes, after their several heads.
And now we get to the spreadsheet. The priests, the son of Phinehas, the son of Aaron. Jesus, the son of Hosadak. Who the fuck is Hosadak?
It's spelled like Jose Deck. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, let's just see what Google spits out about that. Hosadak. Wow, he shows up in Haggai. The Spirit of Joshua. That doesn't tell me anything. Part of the Bible. Well, just give everything. Just like gives you.
Well, just think if you pronounced it like if it was Spanish. Jesus, the son of Josedek. Si, senor.
Yeah. But everything I can pull up in Google just like says, yeah, he was, just quotes various verses. It doesn't give any information as to who the fuck this guy was. I mean, maybe I'm missing something here. Nope. It's all just quotes Bible verses.
Fuck it. Just make something up. He was the hairdresser. I don't know.
Yeah. The son of Sarias, and Joachim, the son of Zorobabel, the son of Salathiel of the house of David, out of the kindred of Phares of the tribe of Judah, who spake wise sentences before Darius, the king of Persia, in the 2nd year of his reign, in the month of Nisan, which is the 1st month.
Sorry. This Nissan. Anyway, and these are they of Jewry that came up from the captivity, where they dwelt as strangers, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away into Babylon. And they returned unto Jerusalem, and to the other parts of Jewry, every man to his own city, who came with Zerubbabel, with Jesus, Nehemiah, and Zacharias, and Rezaias, Ananias, Mardochius, Belisarius, Aspharis, Relius, Roimus, and Bana, their guides. Whew!
Wow.
I gotta take a drink after that.
Well, at least they took some asparagus with them.
Exactly. God damn. Those names. Woo!
I've never heard of any of them before. Well, other than Jabez.
Of course.
The number of them of the nation and their governors, sons of Phoros. Wait, that name twigs something. That name twigs something. Phoros. Ooh, well, this is interesting. I wonder if this is a clue. It's a Greek word. According to Wikipedia, in ancient Greece, Phoros was the name for the membership dues paid to Athens by the members of the Delian League, formed to offer protection from Persian forces. It could be paid in military equipment such as triremes or money, most usually the latter. Consequently, a great deal of funds was paid to Athens for the purpose of military initiatives. Athens increased its military forces, resulting in its becoming a dominant and wealthy power.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me restart that verse. The number of them of the nation and their governors, sons of Phoros, 2,172. So, that's 2,172, I guess?
Yeah, that sounds right.
The sons of Saphat, 472. Apparently, they seem to think 72 is a significant number.
That's strange. Yeah. All right. The sons of Ares, 756. The sons of Fath Moab, 2,812.
The sons of Elam, 1,254. The sons of Zathul, 945. The sons of Corbe, 705. The sons of Bani, 648. God, why can't they fucking translate this into normal American numbers?
I don't understand that either. I think it did say it was King James, didn't it?
Yeah. But still, I mean, they reworked a bunch of this crap over the years, so they could change this as well. The sons of Babai, 620 and 3. The sons of Sadas, 3,220 and 2. God, that shit is so hard to read.
I know. The sons of, Adonikam, 660 and 7. The sons of Bagoi, 2,060 and 6. The sons of Aden, 450 and 4. The sons of Atirzias, I don't know, 90 and 2. The sons of Selan and Zadis, threescore and 7. The sons of Azaran, 430 and 2.
So 60 is 60.
Yeah.
So what they've already said 60. So why the fuck did they put that 30 there? I don't know. Mine just, you don't make no science.
Just to fuck with you. It has to be.
Okay, let's see here. The sons of Ananias.
Yeah.
And 101. The sons of Aram, 32. The sons of Bassa, 323. The sons of Azaphurith, and 102. Who the fuck are all these people, and why the hell should we care?
Yeah, you might. It might behoove you to skip this.
I'm gonna torture myself.
Okay.
The sons of Meteris, 3,005. The sons of Bethlomon, and 120 and 3.
They of Netopha, 50 and 5. They of Anathoth, and 150 and 8. They of Bethsamos, 40 and 2.
Hey, the meaning of life.
Yeah, exactly. That's me. That's my age next birthday. They of Kiri Atharius, 20 and 5. They of Kaphira and Beroth, 740 and 3. They of Pira, 700. Oof, it's hurting me.
Yeah, I'm slightly tempted to look these people up, but I don't want to bother because there's probably nothing about them. They of Chadias and Emidoi, 420 and 2. They of Sirama and Gabdes, 620 and 1. They of Macalon and 120 and 2. They of Betelius, 50 and 2. The sons of Nephis, and 150 and 6.
What the fuck is with that construction and hundreds?
I have no idea.
Why is it just not 100? I don't understand.
Or 100.
Yeah, but why? I don't get it. Anyway. The sons of oh man, come on now. The sons of Kela Lalus and Onus. Yeah, that's an onus on my ass trying to pronounce that shit. Yeah. 720 and 5. The sons of Jerichus, 240 and 5. The sons of Annis, 3,330.
The priests, the sons of Jedu, the son of Jesus among the sons of Sanasib, Sanasib, 970 and 2. The sons of Meruth, 1,050 and 2. The sons of Phasaron, 1,040 and 7. The sons of Carme, 1,017.
Oh, Lord. The Levites. They make a comeback. The sons of Jesu and Cadmiel and Benawis and Sudias, 70 and 4. The holy singers. All right. The sons of Asaph and 120 and 8. That fucking construction again.
Yeah. The porters. What the fuck? So they're going to tell us who the people are that are carrying shit. Hey, we got to make sure we put the movers in here. They'll like that.
Exactly.
The sons of Salom. The sons of Jetal. The sons of Talman. The sons of Decobi. The sons of Teta. The sons of Sammy. In all 130 and 9. The servants of the temple. Oh, God.
Here we go.
The sons of Esau. The sons of Asapha. The sons of Taboth. The sons of Saras. The sons of Sud. The sons of Pheles. The sons of Labana. The sons of Graba.
The sons of Akua. The sons of Uda. The sons of Setab. The sons of Agaba, the sons of Subai, the sons of Anan, the sons of Kethua, the sons of Gedur, probably mispronouncing that horribly, the sons of Eris, the sons of Dason, the sons of Noeba, the sons of Chesiba, the sons of Gezerah, the sons of Aziah, the sons of Phinez, the sons of Azer, the sons of Bastai, the sons of Asana, the sons of Menai, maybe, the sons of Nephisi, the sons of Akub, the sons of Akapha, the sons of Assur, the sons of Barakim, the sons of Basiloth.
Yeah, and this had to have meant something to whomever wrote the damn thing. But, why?
I don't know. That's a good question. I never have. Unless they just like to keep records, like...
Yeah.
In general, I guess.
Who knows? Well, everybody that, their version of immortality was having your name remembered, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. The sons of Meda, the sons of Kutha, the sons of Cherea, the sons of Charchas, the sons of Asarur. That sounds like a painful name. The sons of Thomoi, the sons of Nesith, the sons of Atifah, the sons of the servants of Solomon. Really? The fucker was dead by this point. These would have to be like the great-great-grandsons or something like that. The sons of Azaphion, the sons of Phariah, the sons of Jeli, the sons of Lozon, the sons of Israel, the sons of Saphath.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, wait a minute.
34.
Okay, sorry, I lost track. The sons of Haggiah, the sons of Pharakareth, the sons of Sabi, the sons of Serothi, the sons of Mazias, the sons of Gar, the sons of Adus, the sons of Suba, the sons of Haphara, the sons of Berodis, the sons of Sabat, the sons of Elam, all the ministers of the temple, and the sons of the servants of Solomon were 372, just in case you wanted to know the complete number.
Yeah. I guess. These came up from Thermaleth and Theralosas and Charathalar leading them. What, I mean, how the fell? It's Charaatathalar.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Leading them and Alar.
Alar. Okay.
Got me. Neither could they show their families nor their stock how they were of Israel. Well, I think there was an easy way at that point in time for them to show they were Jewish. Just whip out the old wiener. Yep. Say, look, they took the tip. The sons of Laden, the son of Ban, the sons of Nekodan, 652.
And of the priests that usurped the office of the priesthood and were not found, the sons of Obadiah, the sons of Akaz, the sons of Addis, who married the ones who married Agaiah, one of the daughters of Barzillus, and was named after his name. You know the one. You know.
Yeah, the people who couldn't be found.
Was that one?
That was just one.
Jesus, why do I keep... And when I'm sorry. And when the description of the kindred of these men who was sought in the register and was not found, they were removed from executing the office of the priesthood. So why the fuck even put it in there?
It's a fuck you to somebody for some reason, and 2,000 plus years removed, we have no idea of why or who even these fuckers were. For unto them said Nehemias and Atharias that they should not be partakers of the holy things till there rose up an high priest clothed with doctrine and truth. So of Israel, from them of 12 years old and upward, They were all in number 40,000, beside manservants and women servants 2,360. Now,
go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, I find it hard to believe that they would take, that they would have 40,000 people, but only 2,300 servants.
Yeah, that's weird.
Usually, you have more servants than you do people they are serving.
Yeah, usually, but I don't know, maybe they died off. Who the fuck knows? Their men servants, that's right, and handmaids were 7,347. Jesus. The singing men and singing women, so they have just people to sing. 245.
Gotta bring your tunes, man.
I think they got the chorus and shit.
Stuff in an iPod.
I guess so. 435 camels, 7,036 horses. Shit. 245 mules, 5,525 beasts used to the oak, which I guess is oxen.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
And certain of the chief of their families, when they came to the temple of God that is in Jerusalem, vowed to set up the house again in his own place according to their ability, and to give into the holy treasury of the works 1,000 pounds of gold, 5,000 of silver, and 100 priestly vestments. Pardon me, I'm going to look something up here, because I forgot. I looked it up before and I forgot the total. Oh, wow. Okay, just that twigged in me that the temple's the copper scroll, that's the proper name of it, that was found at Nag Hammadi. The amount of gold that the temple supposedly had was 26 tons of gold, which is just over $1 billion. It's like $1.2 billion in today's money.
Fuck me. Damn, that's some fucking what the fuck? Bill Gates money.
Yeah. Especially for that period of time.
Yeah, I mean, everything was rolling, but what are you going to spend it on, though? You're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Hookers?
Yeah, I guess, but I mean...
Yeah, and that's not even counting the silver and the other precious metals and stones that were supposedly there in the treasury.
I guess. That's a lot of damn money.
Yep. Okay, so you want to start with 46?
All right. And so dwelt the priests and the Levites and the people in Jerusalem and in the country, the singers also and the porters, and all Israel in their villages. But when the 7th month was at hand, and when the children of Israel were every man in his own place, they came all together with one consent into the open place of the first gate, which is towards the east.
So they left in Nisan, which is the first month, and it took them 7 months to get from Persia, wherever they were in Persia, to Jerusalem.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I know they were walking, but hell, man, to get from Egypt to Israel is a really short walk. They could have done it in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but they had all the animals and shit, and the singers, and the porters, and the hookers. You know.
Yeah.
You gotta stop for breaks, man. You gotta stop for pussy breaks or something, I guess.
Well, there's in one of the great courses I was listening to, it was either on the Gnostics or on the stuff at Nag Hammadi. The guy was talking about how there are texts which complain about all the wealthy, all the women following around Jesus and his disciples.
I've heard that before. Yeah. The groupies.
Yep.
I mean, they're everywhere. That was always the case. I don't think you could ever. Hell, the cavemen probably have fucking groupies.
Well, I'm fairly certain that one of the reasons people start religions is for the women's. Certainly.
Well, yeah.
That's why Jim Jones did it.
Jim Jones? In the beginning, he actually had a mission, and he was actually decent, but then he got, I guess, he went crazy. But initially, he actually wanted to do good, from what I could understand, and he just kind of went insane, I think.
Wow.
That's just the way I read it.
It was a 2-track thing. He was wanting to do good, and he was also crazy.
Well, yeah. I don't know which came first.
All right. Let's see here. Then stood up Jesus, the son of Josedek, and his brethren the priests, and Zorobabel, the son of Salethal, and his brethren, and made ready the altar of the God of Israel, to offer burnt sacrifices upon it, according as it is expressly commanded in the book of Moses, the man of God. Now, I forget, and I'm not going to look it up because Fuzznuts is coming over this way. But there's a couple of people who have the theory that Jesus lived, and preached in BC, not AD or CE, and it was, that who inspired Christianity, and this sort of, kind of gives way to it because this is the only time outside of the New Testament that you see the name Jesus.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how common that name was, to be honest.
No clue.
That might be something. Because, if it was a common name, then it wouldn't be unusual for it to pop up somewhere else in another context.
And if you believe the Book of Mormon, they knew about it from the beginning.
Oh, goddamn. No. That's a fairy tale of a fairy tale. That's just even worse.
It's Christian fanfic.
Basically, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so we're on 50, right?
Right.
And there were gathered unto them out of the other nations of the land, and they erected the altar upon his own place, because all the nations of the land were in enmity with them, and oppressed them, and they offered sacrifices according to the time, and burnt offerings to the Lord both morning and evening. Also they held the Feast of Tabernacles, as is commanded in the law, and offered sacrifices daily, as was meet, which means proper in that context.
Yep.
Which, interesting little aside, in the Bible, in the beginning, in the King James Version, there's something they call Eve is called help meet to Adam, and it was thought that it was one word like helpmate or something that was corrupted. Actually, help meet means help proper to Adam, and that was kind of a misunderstanding, mistranslation.
I think they got the wrong vowel.
Yeah, people didn't understand. Well, people who were of modern English, I don't think, understand.
Well, I'm just thinking instead of help meet, as in help with MEET on the end, it should be help with MEAT on the end.
Oh, ha ha ha. Okay, Okay, I got you. You're so clever. Okay, I got you.
All right. And after that, the continual oblations and the sacrifice of the Sabbaths and of the new moons and of all the holy feasts. God damn, they're killing animals.
How many animals can there be? Well, they do have all those horses and shit. Okay. I was going to say, how many animals can there be out in the middle of the fucking desert?
But God only wants certain animals sacrificed to him. They're, usually they're bulls or goats that, you can't just grab like a rabbit.
Well, do they have rabbits in the desert?
Yeah, jackrabbits. I don't. But they had, you couldn't grab a rat and sacrifice it.
Yeah, I don't think they. Yeah.
And all they that had made any vow to God began to offer sacrifices to God from the first day of the 7th month, although the temple of the Lord was not yet built.
And they gave unto the masons and carpenters money, meat, and drink with cheerfulness. Oh, all right. Unto them of Zidon, also and Tyre, they gave Cars, Carrs. That's interesting. What is that?
Typo?
I don't know. Let's see if I can see what old Google says here. Okay. Unto them, Zidon and also in Tyre, they gave carts. That makes more sense. That they should bring cedar trees from, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. From Libanus, which should be brought by floats to the haven of Joppa. You've heard of Joppa. According as it was commanded then by Cyrus, king of the Persians. Holy shit, now we're bringing Cyrus up in this motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah, because his bodyguards tricked him into doing all this somehow.
Yes, somehow, which we're not privy to, or it's not explained.
Yeah. And in the 2nd year and 2nd month after his coming to the temple of God at Jerusalem began Zorobabel, the son of Salathiel, and Jesus, the son of Hosedek, and their brethren, and the priests, and the Levites, and all they that were come unto Jerusalem out of the captivity. What the fuck?
Hey, man. They're bringing all those motherfuckers.
So, that really, they could have just said January, or February of the 2nd year.
Well, no, because it's the Hebrew calendar.
You're right, that's true. And I don't remember where their year started and ended.
Yeah, I don't either. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And they laid the foundations of the house of God in the 1st day of the 2nd month in the 2nd year after they were come to Jewry and Jerusalem.
Okay, wait a minute. Why is that 2 separate things?
Whoever wrote this was getting paid by the word.
Like the Charles Dickens of the fucking Iron Age or Bronze Age or whatever. Yeah. Jewry and Jerusalem, which is an interesting. Why would you need to separate those 2 things? There's got to be a significance there of some sort. I don't know. Yeah. I guess because not everybody who lives in Jerusalem is a Jew, maybe. I guess. Yeah. And they appointed the Levites from 20 years old over the works of the Lord. Then stood up Jesus and his sons and brethren, and Cadmiel his brother, and the sons of Mediabim, with the sons of Joda, the son of Eladian. They're just making shit up. Eliadin, with the most unpronounceable shit, just to see if you could do it. With their sons and brethren, all Levites, with one accord, setters forward of the business. That's an interesting term. Mm-hmm. Setters forward of the business. Laboring to advance the works in the house of God. So the workmen built the temple of the Lord, and the priests stood arrayed in their vestments with musical instruments and trumpets. And the Levites, the sons of Asaph, had cymbals. Uh-oh, it's time to get it on, baby. We're about to get musical up in this motherfucker.
Singing songs of thanksgiving and praising the Lord. Like what? Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go?
Yes.
According as David, the king of Israel, had ordained. And they sung with loud voices songs to the praise of the Lord. You just said that shit, because his mercy and glory is forever in all Israel.
And all the people sounded trumpets and shouted with a loud voice, singing songs of thanksgiving that you just fucking said. Unto the Lord for the rearing up the house. We get it. The house of the Lord. You love the Lord. We get it. Also of the priests and Levites and the chief of their families, the ancients who had seen the former house, came to the building of this with weeping and great crying. Isn't that the same goddamn thing?
Yeah, no.
With weeping and great crying. I'm pretty sure weeping is great crying. But, call me crazy.
Okay. But many with trumpets and joy shouted with loud voice, insomuch that the trumpets might not be heard for the weeping of the people. Yet the multitude sounded marvelously, so that it was heard afar off.
You got sounded marvelously.
It goes up to 11.
Shit.
But it's
wherefore, when the enemies... Now, wherefore means why.
Yeah.
I believe. Wherefore, when the enemies of the tribe of Judah and Benjamin heard it, they came to know what the noise of the trumpet should mean. And they perceived they that were of the captivity did build a temple unto the Lord God of Israel.
Goddamn British fucking up English.
I know, I hate it.
So they went to Zorobabel and Jesus, and to the chief of the families, and said unto them, We will build together with you. Okay, so why would the enemies be going up to the guy to them and saying, "Yeah, we'll build the temple"? For likewise, as ye do obey your Lord, and do sacrifice unto him from the days of Asbazareth?
Sure, dude.
The king of the Assyrians who brought us hither.
All right. Then Zorobabel and Jesus and the chief of the families of Israel said unto them, It is not for us and you to build together in house. What the fuck? Unto the Lord our God. We ourselves alone will build this motherfucker now. We'll build unto the Lord of Israel, according as Cyrus the king of the Persians hath commanded us. Uh-oh.
But then the heathen of the land, lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea, and holding them straight, hindered their building.
Uh-oh.
And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived, so they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years until the reign of Darius.
Well, motherfuckers.
What the fuck?
2 fucking years.
But it was Darius that sent him there. And Cyrus had nothing to do with this. According to the previous chapter.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm confused. So Cyrus... Okay. Darius...
Man, don't strain yourself. You're going to blow something. Yeah.
Okay, weren't they both kings of Persia?
Right. Darius was the son of Cyrus.
Right.
And it was Darius that they tricked into getting, the goods so they could go and build the temple.
Okay.
So, how did these guys leave during the reign of Darius, show up? I guess they traveled back in time as they were crossing the desert.
Yeah, there must be. It must be a space-time continuum rip or something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, dude. This shit is so bizarre. Anyway, you should probably mention that was the end of First Esdras 5 or whatever.
Yeah. So you want to tackle 6? It's not nearly as long.
Sure, man. It ain't got all those fucking suns and shit in there or whatever. The numbers shit.
Yeah.
I guess I'll begin this one. Now in the 2nd year of the reign of Darius Aegeus and Zacharias the son of Addo, the prophets prophesied unto the Jews in Jewry and... God damn it, that again. Prophesied unto the Jews in Jewry and... Say that 5 times fast. Unto the Jews in Jewry and Jerusalem, in the name of the Lord God of Israel, which was upon them. Then stood up Zorobabel the son of Salatiel, and Jesus the son of Hosadek, and began to build the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, the prophets of the Lord being with them and helping them.
Isn't that what they fucking did the last chapter?
But they do that all the time in the Bible. It's the same fucking MO, man. They just repeat the same shit over and over again.
At the same time came unto them Sisinnes, the governor of Syria, and Phoenice with Sathrabuzanes and his companions, and said unto them, By whose appointment do ye build this house and this roof, and perform all the other things? And who are the workmen that perform these things?
Okay, you bring in the voices. All right, there's time. Nevertheless, the elders of the Jews obtained a favor, because the Lord had visited the captivity, and they were not hindered from building till such time as signification was given unto Darius concerning them, and an answer received.
So it's the same shit, just with different people.
Basically, yeah.
The copy of the letters which Sisinnes, governor of Syria, and Phoenice, and Sathrabazanes, with their companions, rulers in Syria, Phoenice, wrote and sent unto Darius. To King Darius, greeting. Let all things be known unto our Lord the King, that being come into the country of Judea and entered into the city of Jerusalem, we found in the city of Jerusalem the ancients of the Jews that were of the captivity. I'll just go ahead and read the rest of this. Building an house unto the Lord, great and new, of hewn and costly stones, and the timber already laid upon the walls. And those works are done with great speed, and the work goeth on prosperously in their hands. And with all glory and diligence is it made. Then asked we these elders, saying, By whose commandment build ye this house, and lay the foundations of these works? Therefore, to the intent that we might give knowledge unto thee by writing, we demanded of them who were the chief doers, and we required of them the names and writing of their principal men. God, please do not give them. Please do not give them.
So that's so they gave us this answer. We are the servants of the Lord, which made heaven and earth. And as for this house, it was builded many years ago by a king of Israel, great and strong, and was finished. But when our fathers provoked God unto wrath, and sinned against the Lord of Israel, which is in heaven, he gave them over into the power of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon and the Chaldees.
Which is the Babylonians.
Yeah, it's the same fucking thing. I don't understand that. Who pulled down the house and burned it and carried away the people captives unto Babylon. But in the first year that King Cyrus reigned over the country of Babylon, Cyrus the king wrote to build up this house. And the holy vessels of gold and silver that Nebuchadnezzar had carried away into the house of Jerusalem and set them in his own temple, those Cyrus the king brought forth again out of the temple at Babylon, and they were delivered to Zorobabel and to Sennacherib the ruler, with commandment that he should carry the same vessels and put them in the temple of Jerusalem, and that the temple of the Lord should be built in his place. Okay, you go ahead.
Then the same Sennacherib, I swear to God, it's like something from Jurassic Park, you know?
I know. I'm telling you, man, they just make up fucking names that are hard to pronounce.
Being come hither, laid the foundations of the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, and from that time to this, being still a building, it is not yet fully ended.
Oh, okay.
Now, therefore, if it seem good unto the king, let search be made among the records of King Cyrus. And if it be found that the building of the house of the Lord at Jerusalem hath been done with the consent of King Cyrus, and if our Lord the king be so minded, let him signify unto us thereof. Okay, so in other words, these guys wandered over into somebody else's territory, saw him building a house, and said, "Why you doing that?" And then when they found out, they said, "We gonna go tell the king about that." And then they told the king and said, "Hey, we don't mean to be no snitches or nothing, but these guys are building a house. Is that okay?"
That's pretty much what it sounds like, yeah. Where the fuck?
23.
Then commanded King Darius to seek among the records at Babylon, and so at Ecbatane the palace. Okay. Ecbatane the palace, which is in the country of Media, which I've heard of, actually. There was found a roll wherein these things were recorded.
Now, Ecbatane sounds like, some kind of ointment.
Yeah, you get an infection, get fucking psoriasis, make sure you get your Ecbatane.
Or like in Ghostbusters, you've been screwing ghosts, you need Ecbatane.
Yeah. That's actually, yeah. I'll read it again. Then commanded King Darius to seek among the records of Babylon. And so at Now I can't say it right. Ecbatane, the palace, which is in the country of Medea, funky cold Medea. No, I'm just kidding. There was found a roll wherein these things are recorded. In the first year of the reign of Cyrus... What the fuck? In the first year of the reign of Cyrus, King Cyrus, which is the only way I could think to say that, because why would you say the same thing twice?
Because they haven't invented the comma yet.
Apparently. I don't. In the first year of the reign of Cyrus, that's King Cyrus, commanded that the house of the Lord at Jerusalem should be built again, where they do sacrifice with continual fire.
Woo-hoo. Whose height shall be 60 cubits.
Oh, Lord. Cubits.
What's a cubit?
Exactly.
And the breadth, 60 cubits, with 3 rows of hewn stones and 1 row of new wood. Wow, chicken. Wow, wow. Of that country.
You're reaching, dude. You're really reaching on that one.
And the new wood, that's morning wood, man.
Yes, I know, but...
and the experiences thereof to be
expenses.
Expenses. Thereof to be given out of the house of King Cyrus. And that the holy vessels of the house of the Lord, both of gold and silver, that Nebuchadnezzar took out of the house at Jerusalem and brought to Babylon, should be restored to the house at Jerusalem and be set in the place where they were before. All of which we have said like 16 times prior to this.
Yeah, again, that's how you know this is of the same, cut out of the same cloth as the Bible, the stuff in the Bible, because they do the same kind of shit. They fucking repeat the same bullshit over and over again, just in different words, basically.
Yeah.
And also he commanded that Sisinnes, the governor of Syria and Phoenice, and oh, come on now, and Sathrabuzanes and their companions, and those which were appointed rulers in Syria and Phoenice, should be careful not to meddle with the place, but suffer Zorobabel, which I'm naming, if I ever have a kid, I'm going to name it Zorobabel. That's a badass. They call him Zorro for short. The servant of the Lord and governor of Judea and the elders of the Jews to build the house of the Lord in that place. I have commanded also to have it built up whole again, and that they look diligently to help those that be of the captivity of the Jews till the house of the Lord be finished.
So why would a Persian king, who's most likely a Zoroastrian, care so much about this shit? That's what I don't understand.
Yahweh, motherfucker. Yahweh's the one true God. Duh.
Okay. And out of the tribute of Seleucia and Phoenice, a portion carefully to be given these men for the sacrifices of the Lord, that is, to Zorobabel, the governor, for bullocks. So he wants his nutsacks, and rams, and lambs.
Okay, just to be clear, it's spelled B-U-L-L-O-C-K-S, not B-O, like the fucking Sex Pistols album. Anyway.
And also corn, which is grain, salt, wine, and oil, and that continually every year without further question, according as the priests that be in Jerusalem shall signify to be daily spent. They're having a fucking party every goddamn day, and we're not invited.
Hey, I'm okay with that, to be honest with you, considering that the lives they're leading. Well, fuck that. You can have your part. I mean, you gotta figure, like I said, man, the rest of their lives have to be fucking hard as shit, especially if you're a woman. Even if you're a guy, I mean, you're living out in the desert and you're just walking around all the time. It's dusty and dirty and shit, you know?
It was probably a sausage party, too, so. Yeah,
sausage fest, definitely. And all those animals, that's no wonder they were fucking sheep. You know? Who can blame you? Pray for that. That offerings may be made to the high God for the king and for his children, and that they may pray for their lives. And he commanded that whosoever should transgress, yea, or make light of anything afore spoken or written, out of his own house should a tree be taken, and, oh, goddamn, and he therefore be hanged, and all his goods seized for the king. That's pretty fucking harsh, man.
Yeah. Well, of course, how many people would have a tree in their house?
Yeah, exactly. You're in the middle of nowhere.
But still, I mean, that's, of course, that was, the standard punishment for everything back then.
Yeah, it's like, give me that switch, motherfucker. Give me that tree out of your house so I can hang you. In one of the lectures on the Nag Hammadi, the folks at Nag Hammadi, the instructor talks about how somehow they refuse to defecate on the Sabbath. I don't see how that's well, I do see how that's possible. There could be certain things you eat to make sure you could. Yeah,
but because he said they were allowed to travel a certain distance on the Sabbath, and they always built their latrines farther away.
So stupid. And all that fucking shit Jews go through to not do certain things on the Sabbath. Like, they go to elaborate lengths. Orthodox Jews.
Oh, I know. So you want to take the last two?
The Lord, therefore, whose name is there called upon, utterly destroy every king and nation that stretcheth out his hand to hinder or in damage. That's not a goddamn word. There's no way that's a word.
It's a perfectly cromulent word.
That's not oh, okay. That house of the Lord in Jerusalem, I, Darius the king, have ordained that according unto these things it be done with diligence. So they got Darius on the motherfucker. So, yeah.
And in damage is in Merriam-Webster.
Okay, well.
It's Middle English.
Well, okay.
No,
still, it just in damage doesn't. Middle English?
Yeah.
Or early modern English?
Middle English.
Because Middle English is fucking hard to read. If you ever read the Canterbury Tale or tried to read that shit Middle English.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, do you want to take a stab at 7 Ezra, or at chapter 7?
I'm game if you are.
Yeah, and then that'll be the last one. It's short, so.
Okay. That's your go, then.
Yeah. Then Sisinnes. Isn't that a Phil Collins song? The governor of Syria and Phoenice and Sathrabuzanes, with their companions, following the commandments of King Darius, did very carefully oversee the holy works, assisting the ancients of the Jews and the governors of the temple. Now, how long would it taken to get a letter to the king? I know that, in the Roman Empire, things like that would have taken at least a month to go from the outermost edge to the innermost, to Rome, and that would have been, when everything was in your favor. The right time of year for the ship to sail, et cetera, et cetera. It would have taken at least a month. So they would, and then you figure the king reads it, writes them back. It takes another month if they're lucky. So they're sitting on their ass for like 2 months at least, going, well, we don't know if you can build this thing yet, but we're just going to sit here and hang out.
Well, I just wonder if basically they had somebody that spoke for him or whatever, and he could basically speak in his name up to a certain point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you got to think, unless you had an express mail, basically, like you have one guy run real fast to one point, and then one guy run, because, I'm sure there were different levels of quickness or whatever.
I mean, I know the Romans used signal fires for urgent messages from the emperor. But I don't know if anybody else did that back then.
Probably. That's not a novel idea, I don't think. Yeah. Did you read the 2 already?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And so the holy works prospered when Aegeus and Zacharias, the prophets, prophesied. Well, that's what prophets do. They prophesy. Prophecy. And they finished these things by the commandment of the Lord, the God of Israel, and with the consent of Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes, kings of Persia.
Artaxerxes? It's Xerxes. Why they call him Artaxerxes, I have no idea, but it's actually Xerxes.
Unless it's just short. Unless that's his whole name anyway.
Yeah.
And they just never say it. I don't know.
I don't know, but...
Wait a minute, but how long does this fucking thing take? You're telling me it took 3 kings to get this thing built?
But no, because Cyrus had nothing to do with it, really.
Then why is he mentioned it?
I don't know, because it was all... according to this, okay, what the actual historical record says, I don't remember, but according to this, it was Darius that they tricked into agreeing to fund everything. So Darius reigned for how long ever it was. And then he must have died, and then then Xerxes took over. Okay, God. He reigned 36 years, so he still ruled for a good long time. And then Xerxes took over for him, and Xerxes went and got his ass handed to him by the Greeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't that the...
Yeah, that was the... And if you watched 300, he was the Flaming Queen.
Interesting. Okay.
So, it don't make no sense. I mean, how the fuck could it take him that long? Okay. Now
I don't know either. That doesn't make any fucking sense. They're building a temple, right? Basically.
Right. I mean, it was a big thing, but they built. Oh, I'm going to blow your mind with this next. And thus was the holy house finished in the 23rd day of the month of Adar, in the 6th year of Darius, king of the Persians. So it was the 2nd year of his reign when they showed up and started building it. And they finished it in his 6th year, so it took them 4 years. Well, then how the fuck does Xerxes get drug into this? Because, they still had 30 plus years before Xerxes became king.
I'm going to go ahead and punt on that one because I don't have any fucking idea. A lot of this shit just doesn't make really any sense to me, to be honest with you. It seems to be counterfactual.
Just a tad.
To say the least.
All right. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and others that were of the captivity that were added unto them, did according to the things written in the book of Moses. So they kept doing the shit that they had been doing before they were doing the shit that they weren't doing, that they...
Okay. Did you read the first one before that?
Yep, you're at 7.
Okay. And to the dedication of the temple of the Lord, they offered oh, God damn it. They offered 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and 12 goats for the sin of... God damn. Let me read that again. And to the dedication of the temple of the Lord, so as a sacrifice.
Right.
For this temple, they offered 100 bulls, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and 12 goats. Why the odd fucking number all of a sudden on the goats? Is it just like change? 12 cents? 12 gold. How did they come to this fucking, this number anyway?
The signs of the zodiac, I would guess.
I just don't even... Okay. And 12 goats for the sin of all Israel, according to the number of the chief of the tribes of Israel. That's how it... Yeah. But how do they know do different animals have different, priorities or whatever, or different levels? If you're higher up on the social scale, are you worth a bullock, and then a ram, and then a lamb, and then a goat, I guess? Is that the...
I guess. I don't know.
The hierarchy of the animals.
Well, and you wonder about the goats. Was that, were they scapegoats?
Yes, they drove them other the mountain or whatever.
Yeah, for Yom Kippur.
Yeah, that's a different thing, maybe. I don't know. I just think it's funny that there's an odd number for the goats.
Yep. The priests also and the Levites stood arrayed in their vestments according to their kindreds in the service of the Lord God of Israel, according to the book of Moses, and the porters at every gate. And the children of Israel that were of the captivity held the Passover the 14th day of the first month. After that, the priests and the Levites were sanctified.
Why can't they just say the name of the goddamn month?
Because that would make sense.
I just don't understand that.
I don't.
Who the fuck does that? I mean, it's not like in common parlance when you're talking to somebody. Hey, man, do we got that? We still got that appointment going on the 14th day of the first month.
Well, it's like the people that who will say in the year of our Lord, blah blah blah.
I want to punch a motherfucker in the throat when they say that goddamn. Who's Lord? It ain't my goddamn Lord. My Lord is fucking Cheetos, or whatever, or the flying spaghetti monster. I don't know what Lord you're talking about. And what if you're, Chinese or something, or they got different fucking year. Anyway, I'm going off a tangent. All right. Let's see. Where were we here?
You're at 11.
They that were of the captivity were not all sanctified together, but the Levites were all sanctified together. Okay. I don't understand why. And so they offered the Passover for all of them of the captivity, and for the brethren, the priests, and for themselves. God damn it. They just say shit without any explanation.
Yep.
That they that were of the captivity were not all sanctified. Well, why? Why were they not? But the Levites were all sanctified together.
Okay, I'm
done. Okay. Whatever. I'm not even going to try to figure that out. Go ahead.
Yep. And the children of Israel that came out of the captivity did eat, even all they that had separated themselves from the abominations of the people of the land, and sought the Lord. And they kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days, making merry before the Lord.
For that he had turned the counsel of the king of Assyria toward them, to strengthen their hands in the works of the Lord God of Israel.
The end of that chapter. And no, we're not going to tackle the next one. It's really long.
Okay. That's what she said. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's 96 verses.
What? Really?
Yeah.
God damn it. So, how many books are there in the Apocrypha?
Dude, there is a shitload.
I'm just curious, because I don't know if there's different, according to different people. What?
Yeah. This comes from the Ethiopian church, which has like all of them. There is First Ezra, Second Ezra, Tobit, Judith, additions to the Book of Esther, Wisdom of Solomon, prologue to Wisdom of Jesus, son of Sirach, Wisdom of Jesus, son of Sirach, Baruch, Letter of Jerusalem, Prayer of Azariah, Susanna, Bel and the Dragon, which is where George and the Dragon comes from, Prayer of Menes, First Maccabees, and Second Maccabees. And I guess the Ethiopian church is the only one to have all of them. The Catholics have some of them. The Greek Orthodox have others. And the Romans, or not the Romans, the Russian Orthodox have others. There's some overlap, but Ethiopians are the only one to have them all.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, not what I would have expected at all, but... And then, of course, we get into the other stuff like the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Nag Hammadi Library, but those are later, way later on at the rate we're going.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So which ones are you going by?
What do you mean?
Well, you said different. Are you just going to... What's your plan as far as which books you're going to read or whatever?
I'm going to read all the Apocrypha as presented by the Ethiopian.
Oh, boy.
And then I'm going to the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Nag Hammadi Library.
Lord have mercy, Tucker.
Hey, job security.
I reckon so.
All right, well, I'm getting tired and fuzzy, and I know you've got to be. So
yeah. But it was cool, man, to be honest with you. It's just something different.
Yep.
I mean, from the regular old Bible.
Yeah, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, just call me if you want to do that again.
Yeah.
Anytime or whatever. Just let me know.
All right. Well, you want to give your blog and your upcoming podcast another plug?
Yeah, I'm at thepodunkpolymath.wordpress.com. I'm also on Facebook, facebook.com/thepodunkpolymath, and on Twitter, podunkpolymath, at podunkpolymath. And I'm actually semi-active on Twitter. And I just posted a new blog post up about the whole roots of racism in this country. It's not terribly long. It's just kind of a brief survey, but go check it out. Just give me some love, give me some likes.
I'll have links to all that in the show notes.
Yeah, the podcast, it won't be for probably another month or so, because I'm taking it pretty slow, trying to get everything in line before I actually start it. Plus, I got some personal shit going on the next month, so. But it will be up live, and it will be on the same page. So, when it starts.
All right. And I'll keep everybody posted on that. And I thank you for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
That's it for this episode of The Atheist in the Trailer Park Podcast. You can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, as well as just about anywhere else podcasts can be found. Many of the episodes are also on YouTube. Follow the show on Twitter. @TParkAtheist is the show's Twitter handle. It's on Facebook at facebook.com/trailerparkatheist.com. If you happen to like the podcast, please rate it on iTunes. If you'd like to support the podcast, there's a donate button on the show notes page. You can support it via Patreon at patreon.com/TNTucker. Thanks for listening.
Say goodnight, Fuzz-Nuts.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
Damned cat.